One of the more terrifying yet strangely exhilarating experiences I have taken to recently is a game I like to call nap roulette. The risk and restlessness of Russian roulette, but with napping. After long days at school, when I come home and I'm often mentally and physically exhausted, I often come home and just pass out. But this is the important part. I don't set an alarm. But Daanesh, when will you wake up? In 30 minutes? An hour? 4 hours? I don't know. That's the joys of the game. That's the risk. That's the thrill. And as you can obviously tell, this is a terrible, stupid game that nobody should ever play. And fortunately for me, my mom recognized this. So instead of leaving me to wander around my house at 3 a.m., my mom guided me through my nightly campaigns against my IB homework with food, coffee, and most importantly, companionship. Every night, my mom would tell me stories of her life, my brother and sister, and the crazy stuff I did as a toddler. Apparently, I had this weird habit of flushing my sister's unicorn down the toilet. But the most important truth I was able to uncover was that I didn't actually know my mom. I didn't know that she pursued her higher education despite the protests of her parents. I didn't know that she used her fluency in economics and in French to work at the World Bank in Washington, D.C. I didn't know that she attended a Catholic girls' school even though she was never Catholic. It just didn't make any sense. But now, I was rebuilding my relationship with my mom from a bare bones skeletal structure into a reinvigorating, transparent, and powerful relationship. Because before these midnight diatribes and dialogues, my mom and I had a pretty basic relationship. She would take care of me, and I tried not to make her too mad. Pretty simple stuff. But now I'm proud to say that I've been able to bridge the chasm between the idea of Daanesh's mom and the wonderful, complete, and independent individual of Jamal. But this begs the question, if belonging and the wonderful feelings it invokes is as simple as just talking to your mom, why doesn't everybody do it? Why doesn't everybody construct these relationships that enable them to live with dignity, safety, and happiness? Why can't we belong with those closest to us? My hypothesis, the protagonist syndrome. We have constructed a society that has perpetuated the lie that true happiness lies at our own feet. We have programmed ourselves to think only in our short-term, self-centered, immediate pleasure. Pizza guy, you took 31 minutes to get my pizza. It's free right now. Give it to me. Amazon, it took 4 days to ship a package all the way around the world? Are you serious? 0 stars. Me, now. And I'm not saying that anybody here is a bad person, and I'm not saying that these are things that everybody does, but the quieter damage that this does to our lives is that it programs us with self-centered code. Our default motivation for our actions is no longer a worthy goal, but simply our own pleasure. And I had this problem with my mom. I wasn't able to recognize her as more than Daanesh's mom. I only saw her the way protagonists see things in their films, something designed for my convenience. And this prevented me from truly engaging with my mom, from constructing that relationship with her that brings that wonderful sense of belonging. But now I've been able to rectify that because I've learned that the best way to find happiness is to never go looking for it. You can try as hard as you want to reach and stretch and try to pluck those fruits from the wonderful tree of life, that self-esteem, satisfaction, and security that everybody wants. But regardless of how hard you try, those fruits will remain tantalizingly out of reach. And that is because life is not designed to be obsessed over and analyzed inside our own heads. It's meant to be expressed in our words and our deeds. And that is why any happiness I may have gained from entertaining myself or only focusing on myself pales in comparison to the lasting contentment I felt when I simply did the dishes for my mom and saw her smile. But perhaps no greater example of this is how I felt when my brother and sister went to college. I felt overwhelming regret, not only because my brother and sister were leaving me, but because I didn't truly know who I was missing. I never bothered to cultivate that sense of belonging, to build those relationships with them that mean so much to what it means to live. So don't do it like me. Do it better than me. Don't do the bare minimum in getting to know your families. Take the time to recognize each individual for the unique, wonderful, and incredible, complete individual that they are. And that is why I truly believe it's like the ancient adage of wisdom goes, paradise lies at the feet of our mothers. And if we cherish our brothers and sisters, our mothers and our fathers, and if we cultivate this sense of belonging and harvest those wonderful fruits of satisfaction, security, and self-esteem, then I truly believe we can fulfill John Green's prophecy, where we create a world where we no longer think of ourselves as the protagonists of our own story, but as simply collaborators in a wonderful, massive, sprawling human epic. And that is an idea I truly believe is worth sharing. Thank you.